What if there was a question that you could ask yourself that could immediately stop you from judging another person and truly connect with them? Wouldn't that be amazing? Just one question. Well, there is, and I've used it in my life, and it has worked every single time. So before I get to what the question is, first off, why do we judge so much? We have this tendency, right? We all have this tendency. I have this tendency. You have this tendency. We all have it. We have a tendency to want to pass judgment on other people. Part of that is because we pass so much judgment on ourselves, right? Absolutely. Another huge reason I think why we pass so much judgment is because the truth is we are afraid that we don't have it figured out. We're afraid we don't. And so we're constantly passing judgment on other people to try to validate the fact that we have it figured out. Here's a big news flash. None of us have it figured out. None of us do. All of us are just trying, and we're just swimming in this same water, and we're all just on this journey together as human beings, and none of us have it figured out. I don't think life is meant to be figured out. Life is meant to be lived and explored and experienced. Now, we might figure out little things along the way that work for us, but there's no just magic, suddenly have it figured out. In fact, so my dad enjoys sci-fi movies, and when I was younger, sometimes I'd watch them with him. Now, we also really enjoy British humor in our family, especially my dad and I. So one of the movies that we liked to watch was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Now, for anyone who has seen that movie, you'll probably know where I'm going with this. So there's a part where these characters go to this massive computer that's supposed to know everything, and it's the most technologically advanced, and it's supposed to be able to give you the answer to anything. So they ask this computer, what is the answer to life, the universe, and everything? Right? Little question. Huge question, but we tend to think this way. What's the answer? What's the answer to life, the universe, and everything? So the computer says for them to come back in like years and years and years and years. So they do. They come back all these hundreds of years later. And she says, the answer is, and there's this suspense, and everyone's waiting for this answer to life, the universe, and everything. And she says, the answer is 42. And everyone's like, 42? No, that can't be the answer. And they get frustrated and they say, no, we need a more specific answer. And she says, well, you should have asked a more specific question. Well, I could do a whole series of videos just on that alone. You should have asked a more specific question, but I'll leave that for another time and I'll get back on track. The point is 42. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything, of course, and that's the joke in the movie, is that they want the one answer to everything. All of us are still searching for that, and we tend to place judgment on ourselves and other people because we don't have it figured out, but none of us do. And sometimes it's just a relief. It's just a relief to admit we don't have it all figured out, and we're all figuring it out. It's a process. I talk about that in another video about practicing life rather than doing life, like yoga. So what does this have to do with this question? Well, sometimes when we're judging people, actually I'm going to say all the time when we're judging people, what Mother Teresa says is once we pass judgment, we lose the ability to learn from, to love, and to impact another person. Now that was just paraphrasing, but it's true. When we're passing judgment, we miss all of those opportunities. So what is the one question that can remove the judgment and can open up a genuine connection between two people or two groups or multiple people? The question is, what can I learn from this person? What can I learn from this person? Every single person that you come into contact with, you can learn from. Now, maybe sometimes it's what you want to do, what you want to be. Maybe sometimes it's what you don't want to do, what you don't want to be. But either way, there are things that we can learn from each other. Sometimes we have a tendency to think that all a person can teach us is what we don't want to do or we don't want to be. We think that they can only be a warning, but that's not the case. I have never met a person that I have genuinely tried to connect with and genuinely asked myself, what can I learn from this person who I have not left the conversation deeply respecting that person? Not because we have the exact same values, not because we want the exact same things in life, not because we're even making similar choices, but because when I open myself up and ask myself, what can I learn from this person? What can this person teach me? Suddenly, I see them on a deeper level. It's as if my soul opens up to their soul. And suddenly I'm humble. And I'm not judging because I'm not afraid. It's no longer about being afraid. It's about loving. So ask yourself that question next time you're having trouble connecting with someone. And yeah, maybe it's not going to be an incredible kumbaya experience where you're putting flowers in each other's hair and hugging and kissing at the end. That might not be the case. Maybe it will. That'd be cool too. But at least it will be an experience where you have learned to love more deeply. And you've done that through allowing another person into your life and into your heart in a beautiful way. That's one of the ways that we empower through love, is by looking at everyone around us and recognizing they have a gift to give. They have experience that's valuable, and they can teach us something, just like we can teach others something. It's a beautiful way to empower the world. So give it a try. And remember to like this video, to share it, and to subscribe. Ding ding. Thanks so much.